Hello, hello. How's everybody doing tonight? Chatbot started. We should have started that a few minutes ago. Alright, so today I'm going to dig into character movement with LERP. So, let's look up LERP. Vector3.lerp. Interpolated value equals a plus b minus a times t. So that's going to be on the character movement. You LERP? Well, you've got to be able to LERP 2D. Vector2.lerp. Okay. Interpolates between vectors a and b by t. When t equals 0, it returns a. When t equals 1, it returns b. When t equals 0.5, it returns... The right way to LERP in Unity. Okay, so if our minimum is all right, so minimum is negative 9.5. X-min equals negative 9.5. This is going to get commented out. X max equals, I think it's 9.5. So we'll call it 13.5. Okay, So float. Starting point equals negative 9.5. Float end point equals 13.5. Float. T times delta time. Okay, so okay, so vector2.lerp. Movement is okay, this shouldn't cause an error. It should just the character on the left shouldn't move. He'll still move. He shouldn't. Okay. So say character RB dot position dot transform dot position. Okay. Okay, I spelled character wrong. Dot transform dot position equals okay, vector2 2.lerp. Ah, thank you. I did forget to update that. God, shut up. Twitch.tv. Me. Science and technology. Okay, updated. Thank you for letting me know. Vector2.lerp. We go start point, end point, T. Doesn't like that. Cannot convert from float to Unity engine.vector2. Did it over here. Oh. Okay. Here's what I want. Float equals time divided by duration. Float. Duration. 7 seconds. Org. Vector 2a, vector 2b, float t. Okay, I see. So I need to say that start point should be a vector 2. So start point equals new vector 2 start point. Vector 2. BC. Vector 2 endpoint equals new vector 2 0. T. I'm gonna copy that line. 1.1. Okay, so on fixed update. Vector 2. Called start point. End point. Okay, and then it'll wake. Let's say start point equals new vector 2 negative 9.5 0 endpoint equals new vector 2 negative 13. Nope, 13.5. Okay, and then in update, fixed update. See what that does. Oh, okay. That I had a sneeze attack. Okay, so... Hello, Duobanza. How are you this evening? Not bad. Alright, that's better. But it doesn't collide. That's awesome to hear. What have you been up to? Oh, really? What kind of project? I'm interested. What kind of project have you been working on? Okay, so on collision enter. Ah, cool. That's very cool. Is it um just a personal project, or you work for, are you a game developer, or... So a while back I taught myself Python by creating a semi-interactive chat-based role-playing game based off of Warhammer Fantasy Roleplay. That's awesome. Um the interactive chatbot does not have a visual component. So what I'm working on is actually adding a visual component that interlocks, or that interacts with the existing character database. So if you type exclamation permadeath and then exclamation CHAR, the bot that's in chat right now will delete the character, the basic template character that you've been assigned. Exclamation CHAR will generate a new random character for you. It'll also send you a tell, or a message, or a whisper, whatever you want to call it, with all of the stats and extra commands that you can use to purchase armor and weapons. But right now, I'm working on a Unity connection to give it a graphical interface. And that's what you see, like, when I run it. You'll see my icon and another icon, and what they're supposed to do is they're supposed to collide at some point. And apparently, that's super weird. Apparently, LERPing, at least the way that I've done it so far, causes them to not collide, although they both have box collider, or capsule colliders. I learn little by little, and I've been streaming all of my little learning sessions. I'm very new to Unity. Yeah, they both have 2D capsule colliders. They're generated off of prefabs. Unless I somehow disabled the capsule collider. Yeah, capsule collider 2D, Capsule Collider 2D. Neither of them is marked as trigger. They both have rigid bodies. So I'm kind of... And it was working before I changed over to LERP for movement. But tell me about these projects of yours. Are they are they actually games on Steam or itch.io? Is there anywhere we can find them? Or are they just personal projects? This is kind of a... Oh, that's really cool. This is kind of just a personal project so that I can learn Unity. After which I might look into putting together something. Ah, okay. Alright, why... Why did the collider stop working? Code is my thing. I don't do art very well. So that happens on Collision Enter 2D. It's not a trigger. Yeah, it doesn't... It's like it doesn't... It's almost like they're sitting on different layers. No, they're both on the same layer. And I don't get why it's falling like that. And yeah, it wasn't... Like, it didn't detect that they collided. Why didn't it detect that they collided? Why did it not detect that they collided? I can word. Alright, so let's see what happens. It took too long. They have a fixed lifetime. Where did I tell them that they have a fixed lifetime? Lifetime. Let's change that to 20 seconds. Can you not use collision detection with LERP? That wouldn't make sense. Yeah, see, that time they collided. The LERP is moving the character piece, the one that says Ryle over it, from the left to the right. And what I was hoping to do, like I said, I'm completely new to this. What I was hoping to do was tell it to move from left to right, tell the monster to move from right to left, and then if they collided, stop all movement. Ah. Okay. Rigid body 2D dot move position instead of transform dot position. Okay, so we'll go here, we'll go this dot rigid. What do you mean? Not really. I mean, it does. Gravity does affect it. Oh. That was in the wrong spot. Next update. That's gonna bother me forever. Gotta be a way to change that. Okay. It was bothering me that it was misnamed. Okay, now it's moving. Still no collision. And it start... What is up with that? If it's a trigger, then the collider. I mean, I could try that. Is that rigid body kinematic? I don't know what that does. And use triggers. Okay, so let's see what happens now. Of course, I did the wrong thing. Give me a second. We'll start it. We'll pause it. Trigger. Kinematic. Unpause. And now he's flying. I can fix that though. I know. So endpoint needs to be negative 1.84. This should stop it from flying. Let me go change the prefab. Thank you guys. Also, Koala, how are you doing this evening? Let's change the prefab to his trigger. Kinematic. Yeah, I don't understand that. I hope the piano music helps. Nice and relaxing. Alright, so we're not flying anymore. Well, that's one problem dealt with. If I could type. To untrigger enter 2D. Yeah, I agree, because it's set as a trigger now, not a rigid body, so it doesn't, or it's set as a trigger. Okay, that worked. Letter 2D. One of them doesn't have a trigger. Okay, so my character prefab is the trigger. The monster prefab does not have trigger. Collider 2D, not collision 2D. You guys obviously know more about Unity than I do, and I appreciate your help. Alright, well, that was not supposed to happen. Okay, so I got my message that the collision happened. The monster should have won that one. Hold on, I gotta grab a fresh copy of the database. Koalazub, thank you for that follow. I really appreciate it. It definitely helps out. Wrong folder. Assets folder. There we go. Place. The Z rotations are actually frozen until there's a collision. If there's... What the if there's a collision, or if they... Okay, so what the expected outcome is when the two pawns meet, they should stop. There's math that's done in the background, and whichever one loses gets knocked over. Like that. So, Koalazub won with a 70 versus a 61, but the monster should not have flipped all the way over. And I think that has to do with the fact that the monster is double detecting a collision and rotating twice. Because it's supposed to rotate 90 degrees. Which is funny because the name is rotating 90 degrees. The icon, or the pawn, as I'm calling it, is rotating 180 degrees. See, it completely flipped the mummy upside down. The name still rotated correctly. So on collision... Well, one of the... Right now, one's set as a trigger, which means they're not actually going to collide, right? That's my understanding. They both... I don't know what happened there. That should not have happened. Both pawns should only get knocked down if the random numbers are the same. Alright, I'm going to take it off kinematic. There's no oh, wait. If it's set as a trigger... Right, so it's not going to detect the collision with the ground, and it's not going to be... not going to stay on the ground. Oop, that's not what I meant to do. Alright, try again. So the character is no longer a trigger. Both kinematic, you don't need the ground, you can't set transforms to... Okay, so you're saying if I mark them both as kinematic... both the prefabs as kinematic. He does not like being kinematic. Physics aren't working with kinematic, so you'll need to adjust for the drop after the player loses. Well, that collision worked. Hold on. Okay, so the collision is now working. Oh, because you're not set as a trigger. So if I set you as trigger, I don't get why the Y is changing. I mean, it's not like it's bouncing across, or it shouldn't be bouncing across. So if I set them both as kinematic, I don't know, then physics doesn't work. I could spawn them anywhere on the screen and have them LERP toward each other. Yes? That's an interesting idea. How do you stop movement? How is what working? Which part? Movement. It's this right here. So I tell it what its start point is. Up here, I assign start point and end point. Start point equals the rigid body's original transform position, and the end point is vector 2 10.5 negative 1.84. And then in my fixed update, it moves the character rigid body position and LERPs from the start point to the end point. Man, I can type. So it defaults to true, and then we'll say on trigger enter. we will set alive equals false. Yes, maybe? Let's find out. I don't know. No, that didn't work. Oh, actually, you know what? It might have worked. It might actually have worked. No, physics, because it's kinematic. The physics property of the surface that it's on doesn't matter. This, yeah. Should I be setting the transform there instead? I changed it to rigid body because the collision wasn't working originally. But you're right. We changed it to a trigger and we changed it to kinematic. Nope. It is kinematic. Is trigger? Oh, you know what? Because we changed on trigger, we changed it from collision to trigger. And yeah, this should work. Because now it'll actually call that trigger. Boom. Thank you. Yes, because I haven't duplicated the logic on the other one. The other one is still using so originally they were both using, show you. They were both using this. They were rigid bodies that were not triggers, and I was just adding force to move them in a direction. I know it wasn't the best way to do it, but like I said, I'm learning. And the first problem that I had was that I was adding force and they would move just a little bit and then stop. And then I realized that that was because of the friction of the surface that they were on. So then I created a surface that had a zero friction surface, and they would just slide back and forth. But after talking to a couple of people and watching some other streamers work on Unity stuff, I decided that I wanted to try to get a LERP, or try to get the movement to be LERP movement. So weird saying that. I keep wanting to say LARP. Linear Interpolation movement. Okay, and this one has on trigger, enter, collider 2D, fall over. And that's the reason why it's flipping completely upside down. So my character info, this module, has on trigger, enter, and then it has the logic. If the player beats the mob, or if the player beats the monster, then it calls the fallover function, passing the collider.game object to rotate it 90 degrees. So this is causing the monster's icon to rotate 90 degrees, and the monster has an on trigger enter that is causing it to rotate 90 degrees. So I'm betting that if I comment this out and rerun it, and if the player wins, the monster won't completely flip 180 degrees. If the player wins, the monster won't flip 180 degrees. They have a lifespan of 20 seconds, so let's just let them die off. Let's wait for a player to win. This is just the beginning of my ideas for this. I want to get actual, like, animated assets for the characters and the monsters with meshed overlays. There we go. It's kind of funny that it keeps sliding, but that's great. With basically, so if you buy a piece of armor, I want your character, the next time it spawns, to have that piece of armor, or to have that sword or that weapon that you purchase. Right now, you'll notice that every time it spawns Duobanza, or every time that it spawns Koala, you'll always have this same... I also need to figure out camera controls. You'll always have the same flag, or the same pawn. Because both of your characters are human. That's the icon for human, and I apparently need to chat so that it'll add me to the database. Or not to the database, but to the active chatters list. Right now, the Unity portion only will pull people that are actively chatting. So each time I run it, if nobody says something, it'll just constantly throw me. But Duobanza, you were talking since the last time I ran it, so it's going to alternate between you and me, because I'm in there now. You are already in the active chatters list. I'm just going to let this run for a few minutes because I'm happy about it. Eventually, the idea is it's going to be kind of an overlay game that just runs in the background. Okay, well, now you're in the active chatter list, and it will randomly select you from time to time. I want to have, like, seasons set up so that every 30 days there will be, like, an overall winner where this person was in chat and they won the most rounds. Maybe, like, give away something on Twitch, give away a sub, or give away, like, a game code. Now, both 13th Fairy and I are elves. Our characters are elves. So we have that icon. There are 4 races. There are humans, halflings, elves, and dwarves. If you would like, you probably have enough experience to change race. Or, like I said, you could exclamation permadeath, PERMADEATH, and then exclamation CHAR, and it'll generate a random character for you. Yeah, sure. Minus the quotation marks, obviously. So permadeath, every person that comes into the chat gets given a static template character, which is a human peasant. Hey, you won that one. There you go. You are now an elf. Now that is the only information that the chat gets about your character, is that you're an elf. You have the rest of the information. The bot should have sent you a whisper. Rocks fall, everyone dies. That's what happens when both sides generate get the same random number. Okay, so we have one character operating on LERP. Now I just need to get the other character operating on the same thing, which shouldn't be terribly hard since I've already done it once. Now, until I refresh the database, it is going to detect that you're still a human. And the problem that I had, maybe you could help me with this. It didn't like reading from my path, because I guess my path has spaces in it. So string connection equals URI file And then I want it to be... that, but if I put that in there, it throws errors. And I'm guessing it's because of the spaces. Oop, that's not what I meant to do. I didn't really try it like that, though. Let's see if that works. Or if it gives me an error. It worked. It definitely worked. Yep. Apparently the way I was doing it before, it just didn't like, so it worked. The reason I know that it worked is because the only way that it will connect to the Twitch chat is to pull the OAuth token that's in that database. If it didn't pull the OAuth token, then it would never have connected to the chat. Print which string? The application.data path or this right here? Oh, this right here. Yeah. It didn't print anything. It's the very first thing that happens. So when I start it, it should implement the Twitch, or it pulls Twitch chat. That runs start, which runs connect. Right, so Twitch chat, this class is on an active game object. So that runs connect. Connect pulls... Oh, I see what you're saying. My database connection is actually not on any... Oh, no. Okay, my bad. It's not even this file. It's this file. I don't need that anymore. Let's see if that works. Hello, Cookie. How are you doing this evening? Okay, so the database connection's working. I originally had the database connection on an active game object, but I ended up exposing my OAuth token on stream so many times I decoupled the database connection from any game objects, and they all call a database connection class that has methods to pull information from it. That way, I will never accidentally show my OAuth token on stream again. Why are you still pulling as a human? Didn't you... That's awesome to hear, Cookie. What have you been up to? Yeah, you're an elf. It should be pulling you as an elf. Ooh. That's terrible. 13th Fairy can talk about that. So does she. Okay. Oh, I know why. That's why. So it's not fully decoupled. That's the problem. I had started to work on that off stream, but character info actually has its own instance of all of the information. So give it the same line, which is this one. Monster info is going to be the same. Okay. There we go. No, I store all of my commands for the bot. Most of my commands for the bot are actually stored in the database. All of my viewer information, as well as the character sheets for the game characters, are stored in the database. Also, all of the monsters for the chat game. So I've got all my commands. I don't have very many commands. I've got all of my monsters for the chat game. There's 100 and something, 104. All right, Duo, I really appreciate you coming out. I probably won't be live much longer. But I do try to stream Monday through Friday. I don't always make it on, but I'm going to try to get better about that. And I really appreciate the help that you and Koala were giving me earlier. If you haven't thrown me a sub or a follow, I would definitely appreciate that. It makes it easier for you to come find out when I'm actually streaming. But have a good evening and enjoy your time off. I also have... Here's the user list. Thank you very much. I really appreciate that. We're getting one step closer. Okay. I'm gonna stand up for like 10 minutes. Nice thing about having a sit-stand desk. Peace. So here is my user database. And it stores all of the information about people that come in. Every person that comes into the channel gets given a random, a static template character for the chat game. It is a human peasant. Every 5 minutes, I think it is, everybody gets XP. Anybody in chat gets experience. If you end up fighting something in the random encounter from the bot, you get experience as well. You also get crowns. When you have an actual character, you can purchase armor, you can purchase equipment with the crowns that you earn, and you can level up your character with the XP that you earn. It's all chat. That part of it is all chat based, and what I'm working on is actually converting it over into Unity so that there's actual visual stuff. So let's grab like 13th Fairy real quick. So she's been here long enough to earn 33,915 experience points. Her character is an elven outrider. Uh, 13th Fairy is my fiance. Her character is an elven outrider. There's the stats. She's currently wearing plate armor and wielding a great weapon. Cookie has been here long enough to earn 5 experience points and has not spec'd out of the template character, which is perfectly fine. You don't have to spec out of the template character to participate in the game. Actually, you do have to spec out of the template character to participate in the game. But if you don't want to participate, you don't have to. Just leave it alone and nothing will happen. So, back here. Getting water real quick. Alright, so that works. I'm stoked about that. I need to fix the monster. Just gonna add some to-do notes. I'm gonna let that run. Cookie, if you actually say something in chat, you'll occasionally show up on the little game there. Or the little platform thing. Something. I need to say something as well. That way it'll also throw me there. Alright. So we made progress tonight. Player. So LERP is working for player. Need to implement LERP for monster. It's the Unity portion isn't really a. It's not interactive. But if you have ideas for a jump and celebrate command, I will surely take those. I can implement them. Need to implement LERP for the monster. So I actually have an idea that will, when you're like, when it comes up and it says Ryle wins. My idea is to like flip around the piece that wins if it's a player's piece. Flip it, like spin it around, animate it around, and put it in the center of the screen right under where it says X wins. Okay. Finish implementing decoupled database calls. Fix Alright, so my to-do is implement LERP for the monster, finish implementing the decoupled database calls, and fix rocks fall everybody die. LERP character to center of screen, and they win. I think that's about it. Hey, Josie, you just beat a dragon. Gonna here, update my to-dos here. Alright, I am just about done. I hope everybody has a great evening. Give me one moment. We will find out who to raid. Berserker! You just follow the rule, check the support, working on it now. Okay. Is it just you, or is anybody else having that problem? There we go. There's the raid calls. Oh, wow. Location? Huh. I wonder if that would happen for a person that's a new spawn. Cookie, thank you very much for that follow. I definitely appreciate it. Helps us get it one step closer to the 200 gold. Oh, oh, is it not the same map? New map? Oh, okay, cool. But but there's no ground to stand on. That's good. I know my people will be happy about that. Float down really well, though. I was gonna suggest maybe throw yourself into God mode, give yourself no clipping or fly, move somewhere else and see if you can land. But you might have already thought of that. The dire wolves win. Okay, that's really weird. Who's the server host? Yay, cookie! Oh, yeah, that... Oh, wow. I'm thinking they've got a problem with the implementation of the mod pack, then. Berserker, welcome to the game. Random number generators are fun. Berserker, the human peasant, defeated a griffin with a 105 roll versus a 22. Okay. Just pulled my microphone out of my desk. That's bad. Alright, let's see who's doing what. Dungeons 3, Minecraft, Science and Technology, 3D Modeling and Blender. Maybe. EverQuest, Fall Guys, Spider-Man, Art, Minion Masters, more art. Let's see what this guy's Deep Rock Galactic. And he's not even there. Other news in my desk space will be getting better by Christmas. Mom was getting me a triple monitor. Nice. That is very nice. I finally, so where my desk is, there's a little alcove behind me where my 3D printer sits. And I don't have very good lighting here, so I haven't really cared about a camera. And 13th Fairy has my camera for her computer because it's got a better microphone than the one that she has or had. But I'm going to be picking up a new camera, so I got some LED strips to stick around the little alcove so that it'll be lit up behind me. One side of that whole alcove is like a fifth of our game cabinet. It's just like board games that we don't often pull out. And then I'm going to do the other side with all of my Star Wars stuff that's hiding in a cabinet in the living room. And that's all going to be lit up from inside. Eventually. Yeah, look a little bit more professional. Alright, we are going to go raid Peach Tora. She's currently working on art. As far as I know, she is also a member of Less Than 3. Or, yeah, Less Than 3. What's up, Nox? You got here just in time to go raid somebody. um, like I said, she's working on art right now. So let's go give her a raid. When we get over there, keep in mind that if you click on her name where it says live and then you click on it again, it will take you off of the raid reference or the raid referral URL and actually count you as a viewer for her. If you don't, it'll take about 20 minutes to half an hour, and I think it finally kicks over to showing that you're actually a viewer. If you enjoy her content, give her a follow. She's got some really cute stickers going right now, so let's go say hello. And that raid call is broken, by the way.